With the NFL playoffs back on, I thought you all might enjoy this football-related revenge story. I'm a huge 49ers fan. A few years ago, we made it back to the Super Bowl. I was working at a consulting firm with a handful of accounts I would interact with directly. One client in particular knew how big of a Niners fan I was. I was the day-to-day lead on his account. He really liked working with me and we became friends, often grabbing drinks or dinner after our meetings. He had access to a pair of extra company seats to the game, and as a thank you, wanted to give them to me as a gift. He passed the tickets over to the partner on that account, who I will refer to as the partner, to be given to me as a surprise. The game came and went, we lost, it was disappointing. The next time we met, we went to drinks afterward and he mentioned, "Hey, by the way, why didn't you go to the game? I heard someone else was in your seats." I asked, "What game?" He said, "The Super Bowl." Confused, I answered, "I didn't have seats to the Super Bowl." He told me that he gave the partner a pair of his company tickets for me as a gift so I could attend. I had zero idea what he was talking about. He looked shocked, told me to quietly ask around about it and get back to him. When I was back in the office the next week, I found out through one of the secretaries that the partner had given a pair of Super Bowl tickets to another one of his clients as a gift from our company. I might have let this sort of thing go to keep the peace under different circumstances, but these were seats on the 30-yard line to see the 49ers play in the Super Bowl. I was upset. I considered confronting him myself, but realized it was the client who had noticed I wasn't there in the first place, so if I let him handle it, there would be no blowback on me. So I texted him, "Hey, I just wanted to thank you so much for thinking of me with those seats. It appears that they were given to another one of our firm's clients." He texted back right away, "Are you serious?" And then, "Pretend I never told you? Let me handle this." He followed up with me about formulating a plan. A few days later, we were asked to come down for a meeting in their office. The client requested the partner be present, so the partner and I hopped a flight the next week and headed over. Little did the partner know, my client had orchestrated a wonderfully awkward little show to catch him red-handed. When we entered the conference room, it was all the usual suspects along with a woman in her 30s we didn't recognize. My client immediately introduces, "Partner, this is Stephanie, a VP from another department. She wanted to sit in on this meeting. Hey OP, you guys must already know her from the Super Bowl." She then responds as she goes to shake my hand, "Oh, I don't think so. Did we meet there? I'm sorry if I forgot." Client responds, "Geez, Steph, how much did you have to drink? They were sitting right next to you." Client looks at me, and I say, "Sorry, I wasn't there. Are you thinking of someone else?" At this point, the partner is looking visibly uncomfortable. He starts in with when Stephanie says over him, "No, those people from that other company were in the other seats. By the way, I was wondering why we gave company seats to them. Is there a project we're working with them on that I don't know about?" The partner lets out an again, and the client immediately speaks over him asking, "Partner, I gave you those tickets for OP?" At this point, the partner is turning bright red. He responds, "Oh, well, he wasn't able to make it, so he must have given the seats away to someone else?" And turns to me looking for me to cover for him. Client smirks at me. I respond, "What are you talking about?" Client, "You gave me tickets to the Super Bowl." Client suddenly raises his voice. "Partner, those tickets were a personal thank you gift from me to OP. Did you give them away to someone else? Was it another client?" The partner butts in with, "Oh, maybe something got mixed up in the office?" Client went quiet for what probably seemed like an eternity. He then looked down, grabbed his portfolio and iPad, put them into his briefcase and said, "I think this meeting is over. OP, it seems as if I owe you a thank you gift. Let's go to lunch." Stephanie, you're welcome to join. Partner, I need to evaluate our relationship. Please go back home and expect to hear from us next week. The partner suggests he would like to join, presumably to do damage control, and Stephanie sternly tells him, I don't think that's a good idea, and asks the front desk to see him out. As soon as he was gone, we all started laughing. Stephanie wasn't really a VP, just an employee at the company who the client had drafted into helping with his pre-planned meeting skit. She ended up coming to lunch with us and was a fellow Niners fan and total blast to hang out with. On our way to the restaurant, I got a desperate text from the partner saying I needed to cover for the firm. I replied, yes, we need to talk, but I'll see what I can do. Client told me to wait a couple of hours and then respond to him with a list of demands. 1. To expect invoices for the resale value of the Super Bowl tickets, which was over $10,000, as well as our lunch, and that he expected them to be paid immediately. 2. Expected I be given a direct apology. 3. Expected a written apology to his company for what he considered theft. And 4. He will only interact with me or another one of our firm's partners, never the partner. This whole thing caused a stir with the other partners, and I actually came off looking great because it appeared that I had made a good faith effort to save the client for the firm despite being the victim. The client transferred to another partner, which meant the partner lost his profit share on any work with them. Oh, and the other partners in the firm made the partner pay the invoices back out of his salary. In retrospect, I really have no idea what the guy was thinking. Did he seriously believe the client would just not notice me not thanking him for Super Bowl tickets? Anyway, the situation was a bit awkward for me there long term because the partner wasn't going anywhere. I left the firm a few months later for a much better position. Client ultimately terminated their relationship with that firm a year later. He actually now works with a good friend of mine at a competing firm. I'm still disappointed I missed out on the Super Bowl even though we lost. Hoping we make it back this year so I can finally go to one in person. Go Niners!